So what do you do in that scenario? You wake up and you're like, oh my God, my mom got high and she doesn't know it yet. What do you do, Sarah?
I would tell her that she's going to be probably really high.
Horrible idea. According to this person, they say, in an effort to mask what I had just done, I suggested, you got the day off, let's pop open a bottle of champagne, baby, and make some brunch time Bellinis.
No.
Never have I pressured my mom to drink cheap champagne and peach puree so hard, but she got pretty tipsy and never even noticed how high she was.
Oh my God.
It was a success.
No.
Yeah. She kept on saying how strong the drinks were. If only you knew.
Oh, that's so funny.
And how nice of a time she was having sitting out on our porch drinking together and bonding.
Oh my God.
Oh, lovely.
That's so funny.
Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind podcast.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And like you, I love rewatching movies over and over again.
You're here, you made it to us, you love romantic comedies, which is great news because we do as well.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have a brand new holiday romantic comedy, Exmas.
Exmas.
I pointed at you to try.
I know, but I thought you were going to called Exmas. But here we are.
Wherever you're listening to us, throw us a follow, like, subscribe. They help more people find us. And as well, if you want to reach out or if you want to help out the pod, the best way to do that is by following us on Instagram and reaching out over there at Romcom Rewind.
We have a message from Jamie, and she says, love listening to you guys, and I'm still catching up on your podcasts. Just finished Love Actually from 2020, and I've got the movies for the next 2 episodes ready to go.
That's a good call, by the way, because we've done The Holiday, we've done Love Actually, so if you're in that time of year where you're like, ooh, I want hey, we have done them. We are going to continue to do more holiday stuff, but if you're looking for some ones we've already done, they do exist as well.
She goes on to say, just wanted to say I'd love to have more of the ensemble cast movies, like Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day. Those are probably some of my favorite movies ever.
I hear you. I'll be honest, on the side of the pod, it's a effing nightmare doing those because you feel like you're like, okay, so these two people, they're doing this, and the one girl works with so-and-so, and that's Jennifer Aniston's boyfriend, and he is hanging, and you just feel like that meme of the person like trying to draw all the lines to...
I was going to say that they're incredibly hard to find around those holidays. So we have tried to do Valentine's Day for probably the last 2 years in a row, and it's never on any streaming service for free. We always have to pay. Or same thing, I'm pretty sure with
New Year's Eve. That's how they get you.
Yes,
that's how they get you right there.
do it. And you're just like, well, I'm not paying $4.99 for you. So alas, we wait.
But hey, great suggestions.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, they're great movies. Like, if I'm correct, Valentine's Day has Julia Roberts in it with a cute little bob. They're really fun movies. I do like ensembles. They're a complicated twist to our podcast, though.
It's just fun. I mean, they are some of the best movies. Xmas, however, is a brand new holiday romantic comedy. It just came out as of the recording of this a little bit less than a month ago. It's on Amazon Prime Video. This is the story of Graham, played by Robbie Amell. Sarah loves Robbie Amell.
God, I do.
Graham is a video game programmer. He's kind of a workaholic who has seemingly recently been broken up with by his fiancée, Allie, played by Leighton Meester. Graham is not coping with that well. He is swamped at work, and after first believing he will not be able to make it home to Minnesota for the holidays, they're from Minnesota, right? I'm not making that up. Wisconsin, maybe? And after first believing he will not be able to make it home for the holidays, on a spur of the moment, he decides, no, he's still going to make the trip. Graham goes home for the holidays. The only problem is his family, when realizing he wouldn't be home for the holidays, decided to invite his ex, Allie, to Christmas. And that is your lead-in for Xmas. It's like EX mess.
Al, I love you so much.
We're getting married!
So are you and Graham talking anymore?
No. His family, on the other hand, I miss them. Hiya, sweetie. We're so excited that you're coming for Christmas.
I can't come home this year.
I'm sorry. I have a deadline. You know what? I think this is about Allie because
She ripped out my heart, stomped on it.
So what are your thoughts on this movie?
This movie for me encapsulates. This movie encapsulates the family dynamic at Christmas. Some of our listeners actually reached out prior to us watching this movie saying that they didn't enjoy it. However, I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised by this one. It kind of gave me vibes like Four Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn, which I love that movie. I don't know if it was the casting. Everybody knows I love Robbie Amell. I love Leighton Meester as well. I also thought the jokes hit for me. I was laughing out loud at some of the jokes. So I really liked it. I think this is a great way to kick off the holiday season for us.
I mean, it's a new holiday Christmas romantic comedy. It's good, easy fun. I would say it's like a mid-range comedy in terms of production value. It's not in the Hallmark space, or it's not. Especially lately, there have been some holiday rom-coms, not even the Hallmark style, that have just been like. Yeah. It's also not in the Love Actually space, though. It kind of
definitely not.
Four Christmases, that's a good vibe. It kind of hits right in the middle there, which is a great spot to be because full transparency. Like you'll see some plot points coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Some moments I felt they didn't necessarily flow perfectly, but
Agreed.
You will be entertained. You will feel jolly and cheery. There are definitely a few very well-timed and well-executed jokes. I agree with that. And overall, it's a good, easy watch. If you want something new around the holidays.
Definitely.
It's not spicy. It's not going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
It's comfort food. You know what's coming. You're like, oh, this is nice. Yeah. I like this.
You can curl up with a bowl of like caramel popcorn and like you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Totally. Because like
not a whole lot of sustenance there.
Right.
Like you can't live off it, but for a night, that's nice.
It's true because you know what? Like you mentioned, there's a few potholes or plot holes, not potholes.
Potholes and plot holes. Maybe a little bit of both. Yeah.
Yeah, plot holes.
But we just drive over those.
We do. We just continue on our journey to Grandma's house.
I like how we rolled with the pothole analogy.
You mean pothole?
What did I say? Plot hole or pothole? We need to move on because I'm lost now. So let's dive right into our movie.
The movie starts out with we see Leighton Meester's character, Allie, whose friends are going away for the holidays, leaving her alone. She doesn't have family that she wants to spend Christmas with. We find out shortly after that her mother passed away and her father does his own thing on Christmas and she doesn't want to be a part of it. She goes to the fridge, takes off a postcard, and it's her ex's family, whom she still loves. And we get a flashback to her ex and their relationship, living together, going to get married. They're engaged.
Sarah, don't just roll over the montage. We open this movie with a montage.
I know. It is a montage. It is of love. And you're like, oh my God, they're really cute together.
It is cute. It also strikes me that extremely easy to film because almost every shot, aside from the proposal, was outside their front door. So it shows them like starting to date, then a couple dates in, and then they're like engaged, and then they're like
living in their house.
But it's all like as if you had a Ring camera at the front door style, like just watching the relationship. I'm
it's true.
They filmed this all in one day for sure. That was quick and easy.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't even realize that.
Hey, that's what I'm looking out for.
We find out that Graham works for a gaming company, and there's he's at the office Christmas party, and he's just sitting alone in his office. He's absolutely miserable. Graham tells his parents that he can't come home for Christmas because he has a deadline with one of the games that he's doing. They also seem to be, when he calls his parents, they seem to be living his parents in like a past decade. They still have a really old, like OG landline phone. The kitchen is totally old school, like the real wood cupboards. We have the house absolutely decorated with like stuff from the 80s, 90s. Like these are treasures, Christmas treasures that have come through the generations.
Is that not just like the Midwest vibes? Is that like that's just what people are like in those areas?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's amazing that all of these decorations were there.
Okay, got it.
It was like intense. The phone, I think they need to let that go. It was crackling. but everything else.
Does your nanny still have a landline?
Oh, yes. And she doesn't answer the phone. It's my grandmother. She doesn't answer the phone if she doesn't recognize the number. So she has her book, like address book, beside her phone.
Stop.
And when one of us calls, she has to look through her phone book quickly to see if she knows the number.
Oh, nanny.
And she'll call us back. She knows most of our numbers now.
Off by heart.
But my brother always gets a no answer because he went to school in a different city, as did I, but I changed my number back. But his number is still an out of town number, and she refuses to
What
pick
if she
up.
just doesn't like him? She's like,
she thinks it's a
telemarketer.
telemarketer.
That's so funny. Maybe she's using it as an excuse. Like, I don't want to
I
talk
should
to
tell
him.
Matt that. Yeah.
Because she answers everybody else. So weird. Every time I call Nanny, she doesn't want to talk to me. That's wild. Anyway, back to this movie. By the way, one thing that we glossed over off the top, this is a BuzzFeed Studios production.
Is.
Which I was like, are we talking about the BuzzFeed?
Wild, we are.
Like the 30 questions and you'll find out what kind of fruit you are. Like that BuzzFeed. They're making movies now, guys. I mean, of course they have like a journalism.
What kind of fruit would you like to be?
Would I like to be?
Yes.
I don't want to say pineapple, but I'm edging towards pine. I shouldn't say edging. I'm moving towards. I think pineapple.
Okay. A friend I believe in high school told me that they had at the interview process for a job that they applied to, that was one of the questions. What kind of animal would you be?
Animal?
Yeah.
Oh, you asked me. Okay, animal.
I asked about a fruit, but just these types of questions, and then you had to like back it up with why you were that. Was it a fruit? It might have been a fruit.
Yeah, okay. Let's role play it out. I'll go first because I already had this.
I was going to say, I don't really want to go.
No, you brought it up on the pod, so
man.
we're doing this. My answer is pineapple because it's extremely versatile. You can do pineapple on pizza. People actually like that, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I've had pineapple in hot sauce. You can put pineapple or pineapple juice in a lot of. Oh my god.
Yum.
Oh. What's it called when you like heat up chocolate?
Fondue.
Chocolate fondue with pineapple, baby. Oh man. Yeah, very versatile. You can put me in any team in your company. I'm just going to mesh right in because I'm pineapple.
But I feel like you have a hard surface, a hard exterior, a prickly sometimes exterior.
Sarah,
Yes.
Question.
Yeah.
What fruit would you be?
Yeah, I can't decide. There's just too many that I love.
Okay, you're failing this job interview.
I know.
You are not.
I'm not getting the
right
job
now.
at Canadian Tire.
like you're poking holes at my pineapple, and you're like, I got nothing.
Yeah, I do. We do find out that Allie is the one that broke up with Graham, and Graham at home after his workday, after deciding that he's not going home for Christmas, he sees a bunch of crappy commercials for the holidays and decides that he has to go home for Christmas. He gets there and we meet Graham's sister and his mom, and they're wrapping something in the shape of a penis. And he shows up, completely surprises his family. His family is completely surprised because they've instead invited Allie to come to their house to stay for the entire holiday.
They invited his ex over.
And he did not know that Allie was invited, nor did his family know that he was coming home. So he's pissed. And I love that they all stand at the bottom of the stairs waving to Allie, being like, oh my God, is that you, Allie? Oh my God.
Graham, what are you doing here? I found all of these in the back closet.
What are you doing here?
I thought you said he was working. Is that Allie?
Shut up.
I thought it was just so great.
Whoa, how did she get here?
Whoa.
So I went digging, and I did indeed find some stories online, not necessarily Reddit, but a few of them are Reddit. Stories of just like exes being at Christmas.
Okay.
It does happen. This movie is not crazy in that this kind of thing does occur, or like versions of it. Starting with, you know what, let's fire away a quick one. This person literally just wrote, like, looking for help. My partner chose to spend Christmas Day with his ex and their 6-year-old son. They cooked dinner, played, and spent the whole day together. Just the 3 of them. Am I wrong to be hurt by this? Is their question that they throw out there.
Oh, are you asking me?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you had responses.
I mean, I could look up the responses, but it's... This is a podcast, right? These mics are on. This is
yes,
on.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Sorry.
Oh, God. What are your thoughts, Sarah? Do you want me to prompt you?
You know what? I think maybe they are allowed their time together because they are a family in a specific way, right? But maybe, she could have been invited to some of the things that they did. Whether it was the end dinner or that kind of thing. Very
well put. Judge Sarah is in session, and I've got another one for you.
Okay.
This one reads, the headline reads, my fiance has told his ex that he's having Christmas in our place this year. So she says, I met my fiance 5 years ago. He had a 2-year-old daughter who he has shared custody of with his ex-wife. Mm-hmm. I always admired his friendship with his ex and how they're raising their daughter amicably. The first Christmas, he told me that he was going to spend it with his ex-wife and baby. He stays the whole 3 days from the 24th to the 26th. I didn't even think about it because we were dating for only a few months at the time, and I usually fly home to my parents on Christmas anyway. This happened every Christmas afterwards, and I was fine. He proposed to me in February. Yesterday, he asked me if I was going to buy my flight to my parents early, so I don't need to pay 3 to 4 times the cost to buy if I buy it around Christmas. I was surprised by this, and I told him that I thought we could do Christmas together this year. He said, "What? Like we?" Him and his ex always celebrate Christmas together for the daughter's sake. I told him, well, maybe that's not okay now that we're engaged to be married. I asked him, why don't they alternate Christmases or days like other divorced couples? But he said, no, we promised to make our daughter's life as normal as possible. Now, this person's wondering, is she in the wrong? Who's right here?
I think she's in the wrong a little bit.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Talk it out.
I think he could invite her now along to have Christmas with him and his ex-wife and his daughter.
Doesn't see her family any Christmas.
But I think that she has to, it's a give and take. Mm-hmm. I think just because they're engaged doesn't change what he was doing before. I don't think it's necessarily his fault. When your kids are little, they're only little for so long.
I was going to say, like I'm poking holes to poke holes, but at the end of the day, I think if you're dating somebody who already has a kid, you need to know, like, that person has a priority that's just underlying everything, like he has a kid at the end of the day. And it's like some things like this are non-compromisable. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I think that conversation, good for him for sticking his ground to have his Christmas with his kid.
Last one, and this is more in line with our story of the movie Exmas. This person writes, am I the asshole for inviting my daughter's ex-husband to our Christmas dinner? Here we go. Salacious. My daughter was married to her high school sweetheart, Jason. He is a kind, sweet boy, and we thought they were perfect for each other until she decided to cheat. They are now divorced, and she is dating the girl who wrecked their marriage. I don't have a problem with my daughter dating a woman, but I do have a problem with my daughter cheating on her husband and then dating the person who is willing to be with a married woman. It is despicable behavior, this person says. I am close to Jason and still stay in touch with him. He told me that he couldn't go home for Christmas this year and he was going to be alone. I could see that he was sad and miserable, so I invited him to our Christmas dinner, not unlike our movie of Xmas. Both of my daughters are upset with me. The eldest one thinks I shouldn't take his side in the divorce, while the younger one decided she didn't want to spend Christmas with us at all. And my elder daughter also canceled. I think I'm doing the right thing.
You're having Christmas with your ex-son-in-law?
And that's the only person.
And the only person you're having it, because all your daughters are like, bye.
Both of your daughters are like, this sucks. You're an idiot. I think I'm doing the right thing, and my wife agrees with me, but I can't shake the feeling that I'm making a mistake. And I don't want to spend Christmas without either of my daughters.
Oh, my God. Well, I think that ship has sailed.
So I can't see when this was posted, but I'm assuming it didn't work out for you. You probably spent it alone with the ex-husband. A little awkward.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
yeah, like this one's kind of easy. Like clearly, maybe don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the guy, but yeah, that's a tough one. Like you want to spend it with your family, but you've literally done something that they don't want to spend it with you.
But I mean, not unlike our story of Exmas, you're actually extremely similar. So Graham has arrived home and his ex Allie is there because mom invited her.
Yeah, he is pissed. He finds out that they've actually been keeping in touch with them with Allie for a really long time. Like that they all talk all the time. The mom is absolutely hilarious when she's trying to cool down the argument that's occurring on the stairs with Allie. I can't even say it because it's so funny. With Allie and Graham, and she says,
Sarah can't get through this.
She says, I'd hit that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And she thinks that it means to end the fight.
Yeah.
It does not.
Then she's like, wait, I've been saying that to people. What does it mean?
I said that the other day to blah, blah, blah. And he looked at me so funny.
Oh.
Like, I couldn't stop laughing.
Honestly, some of the best jokes are by the parents. The parents
Oh
in this
my
movie
God.
are so good.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So Graham walks off saying that if she's going to stay, he's leaving. His sister, of course, talks him out of going through with it. Turns out that Allie's been around for all of these life events and Graham hasn't made it to see his family in a long time. Mindy, the sister, says she thinks that their parents are going to keep inviting her to holidays, and Graham says that he needs to show them how evil she is and he has to get his parents to dump Allie before Christmas. So he makes that his mission for the time that he will be at home. Allie tells Graham that she knows something is up, but instead of trying to say something, he says, nothing's up, let's do games night. Allie kills it at games night. They play werewolf. Oh my God, this game is so fun. I forgot how fun it was. Allie gets super intense and she lies to Jeannie, the mom, and says she swears on the spirit of Christmas that she wasn't the wolf. And Jeannie is very sad when Allie fooled them all. And it ends games night.
Classic, like...
She's butthurt.
She's so butthurt over her lying about it. It's really funny.
Oh my God. And the sabotaging begins because Graham comes clean saying that he will bet Allie that...
My family will work up the courage to ask you to leave before Christmas morning.
You want to bed?
You're gone.
Or you're gone.
Only one can stay, and that goes for all of the holidays, future, forever.
So now the premise of our film has been laid out.
Yes.
It's the battle of Allie and Graham and the parents.
Yeah. There's a special way, I guess, to flush the upstairs toilet, and Allie takes the sign away. Graham floods the toilet, and Allie runs in with the plumber to save the day.
The plunger.
The plunger. What did I say? The plunger?
The plumber.
Oh, the
Which
plumber.
she had a plumber on standby. That'd be amazing. That would be a way better way to do the prank.
That would be a way better
I
way.
just saw this guy outside.
Here I am just writing the movie. BuzzFeed who?
Yeah. Hire us.
So we hear Jeannie outside and someone has stolen the baby Jesus. All the family goes outside to see this, and both Allie and Graham decide that they're going to go to the store together to get a new Jesus. And they end up chatting about their relationship. And of course, they end up choosing a duck Jesus, baby Jesus, and a T-Rex baby Jesus to be the stand-in for the real baby Jesus. So there's a party at the car company that Dennis, the dad, owns. There's a goat at the party. And this is kind of where I'm like, this is odd. Why is there a goat at this party?
Yeah, great question.
And Allie has a fear of goats. At this party, we meet a guy named Brady. He's a sales rep there, and Allie is instantly smitten. Graham meets Jess at the party, and he's instantly smitten as well. And before he goes to get a drink with her, he opens the gate to the goat stall and then sticks food in Allie's pocket. I think the movie could have done without the weird love interests. Not that they were weird, but it was just a weird premise because none of them actually wanted to be with them, nor did either of them actually hook up with those characters.
Both of them ended up being just very odd
Yes.
at the end of it.
Yes.
Like Yeah, they both were like just strange people, it turns out.
Yeah, and in no way did it make them realize that Graham and Allie belonged together. They were just a little odd. Like, it was an odd ending to their storylines.
Yeah.
And it didn't push them together any further. It just made them end, like the love story end.
Shoehorned them in there.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just to create a little bit of animosity, but that's basically it.
Yeah, I think they could have done more pranking or something else to fill that hole instead of having those very minuscule love interests. Because I'm not even going to say love story because that's not what it was. So they all go to a bar after because Graham's parents, I guess, go home to share some love.
Yeah, it's the night that they met.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, they celebrate that anniversary.
That's their shebang.
Yep.
And all the kids go to a bar and they drink. And we find out that Mindy, Graham's sister, broke up with her girlfriend. We find out that Allie's talking crap about Graham to his new potential fling, Jess. And we begin to see that Graham doesn't know what's going on with his family's lives because he never seems to care and doesn't ask. Mm-hmm. And Mindy, in this instance at the bar, is really upset because Graham kind of scolds her. And she says, I already broke up with Heather. Like, I am single. You would know that if you were around. And Graham's like, oh, I'm really sorry. Oh, my God. Ugh. When Allie knows all of this already. At the end of the night, the dates exchange numbers. Baby Jesus T-Rex is now missing, and they have replaced him with a baby Jesus duck.
Yeah, that's a small like subplot of like this baby Jesus keeps on getting stolen.
But again, if it tied into their love reunion at the end, it would have made a lot more sense. Otherwise, it's just a floating plot.
Dude, listen to you.
Well, sorry, I like this movie, but as I mentioned, there are some holes, so I'm pointing them out through the way.
Why is baby Jesus here?
Why is baby Jesus a duck? Once back at the house, Allie's cooking in the kitchen with the ladies, and we find out that she had a write-up in a fancy magazine for her new work at a local bakery that she's taken over. And of course, Graham didn't know this, but she was profiled and is really successful, so much so that she left her accounting job. He asks whether or not she's going to be doing her food truck or her bakery truck. And she says, well, someone was supposed to help me look for a vehicle, and the guy didn't end up helping me, which of course we know is Graham. And he realizes that, yep, he was a jerk and offers to help now, but she says it's a little too late. No Christmas movie is without baking. And so we have a montage of Allie baking, and Graham tries to talk to her, but she turns him down by putting her machine higher and louder. So he decides he's going to make his own concoction and that it will taste better than hers. And he sabotages her baking. And at the end of the day, while she's making her cookies, she grabs the weed butter instead of the normal butter.
And she makes it with weed butter. And this is actually my best scene.
Okay.
Allie accidentally gets everybody at the table except for Jess and Graham. Jess being Graham's love interest, by the way.
Yeah.
Hilarious. The parents are so funny when they're high. And so I thought I would find for you best accidentally getting high stories.
Love it.
There are a couple out there. There are a couple very high-profile ones out there.
Okay.
Like this guy who went viral back in, I want to say 2014. He's actually a BBC News reporter. Quentin Somerville was on the scene of people burning marijuana, not realizing that if he got too close, listen to him.
1.5 tons of heroin, opium, hashish, and other narcotics.
Like literally it's burning behind him and he's like,
Come on then, let's go.
they can't get through it.
Okay, seriously. Behind me is 8.5.
He's got nothing. He's got nothing.
Sorry.
Are you high right now?
No.
What are you laughing at right now?
I'm coughing.
This one's kind of long, but it's a good story.
Okay.
It's from one of your favorite people. You know what? I'll start playing it, and we'll see if you can figure out who this person is.
And
he's an actor.
Of course, there was a very naughty young actor I was in the play with who.
So he was talking about doing this play at Broadway, and something horrible happens at the play.
The opening night with all the critics.
Oh, the opening night.
He slipped a real joint onto the prop table.
Oh no!
And I'm out there, and I'm just. Now, when you're acting, you overdo everything. So when you're out at a party, you take 2 puffs and you say, okay, that's enough, I'm so stoned. But I was acting, and so I'm just like...
Do you know who that is yet, by the way?
I recognize the voice, but I can't place it.
That is our friend Mark Ruffalo.
Okay, yeah.
Who on the set of this play, somebody swapped opening night a real joint for one of the prop joints and got him high.
My God.
Like, I'm just imagining. So he does continue to tell the story about how he sees this kid laughing backstage, and he's like, oh my God, that was a real joint. And then I just imagine like you got to go back out there, man.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, you got to get somebody else. I can't go back out. I'm high now. What do you mean?
Oh gosh, that's awesome.
That is our boy Mark Ruffalo. I've got one more story that is more similar to our situation here in Exmas. This reads, The Tea Incidents, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Dose My Mom with Bellinis.
Oh my God.
This story reads, when I was living at home, post-college, pre-job, all I would do is cruise job boards and smoke a ton of cannabis. Eventually, I got into making weed tea, which isn't too hard and is just super, super relaxing. My mom usually worked during the day at the public library. One day, as soon as I woke up, I cooked up a batch of extremely potent weed tea and needed to get into the right mindset for the day. Unbeknownst to me, my mom had the day off.
Oh, no.
This person was sleeping and had left the batch on the stove, was just kind of taking a nap, and their dear mother mistook it for just a normal bag of tea and drank a hot steaming mug.
I feel like it would
basically
smell
cannabis.
like weed.
One would think, right? You would definitely be able to
like, or at least taste it and be like, I think something's off.
So what do you do in that scenario? You wake up and you're like, oh my God, my mom got high and she doesn't know it yet. What do you do, Sarah?
I would tell her that she's going to be probably really high.
Horrible idea. According to this person, they say, in an effort to mask what I had just done, I suggested, you got the day off, let's pop open a bottle of champagne, baby, and make some brunch time Bellinis.
No.
Never have I pressured my mom to drink cheap champagne and peach puree so hard, but she got pretty tipsy and never even noticed how high she was.
Oh my God.
It was a success.
No.
Yeah. She kept on saying how strong the drinks were. If only you knew.
Oh, that's so funny.
And how nice of a time she was having sitting out on our porch drinking together and bonding.
Oh my God.
Oh, lovely.
That's so funny.
And in this story, it actually does work out well for Allie. Everybody realizes that they are high.
Yeah, and they love it.
And they're all kind of chill about it. They're like, this is hilarious.
So because everyone is having a good time, Graham decides to ruin that by telling the family that Mindy is no longer with her girlfriend, Heather, and then everybody leaves the table. Graham goes to the club with this girl, Jessica, and turns out that Jess wants a threesome, and he just can't do it. Brady asks Allie to go to what she thinks is his place, to the place where he unwinds, so she assumes that it's his place. And it turns out to be the car lot where he works. He tries to sell Allie a car.
Like, that was the weirdest thing where it's like you think that they're really into each other, and she's like, are you just trying to sell me a car? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah. And then the same
0
thing
to
with
60 in 4.3 seconds. Like, he just starts spouting off this car knowledge.
Just so bizarre. And then same thing with like Graham and Jess. I think Graham's like, okay, like I'm ready to move on if, and start dating if that's what's happening. And she just wants to hook up. So it's, again, weird endings to these side tiny love interests. After the club, Graham gets home and falls down on the bed and realizes that Allie is actually still in the bed because she's using Graham's room while she's at the house. They start arguing and they tell each other, how their nights were a disaster. and they're fighting, and then they end up making out, and then they sleep together.
Boom. And at this point, I'm like, oh, we're back together. Not quite. Not yet.
No. So the next morning, she's pretending to be asleep, and he wants to talk about things. So he says, while you're pretending to be asleep, I'll talk, and asks if the reason she kicked him out was because of the food truck thing. And she says, yes, there was more than that though. But it was kind of, the straw that broke the camel's back. And he goes, I wanted everything for us. But I started to resent you because I was working so hard and you didn't seem like you cared that I was. And she just says, all I needed you was to be there with me. And he didn't understand that. So they were both trying to be the best in their relationship, but clearly they weren't communicating. They then go to church because it's Christmas Day, and he tries to talk to Allie during communion and says that them sleeping together was great and that you knocked some sense into him, that he forgives her.
And I think that I can forgive you.
And man, does he have that wrong.
And
maybe he should apologize to her.
I'll be honest. This part of the movie is what I'm talking about. Where it's not a long movie, but this was where I felt it got a little disjointed. Where it's like we're so close to the finish line. How could this possibly go on for another 30 minutes? And it's like, oh, Graham's an idiot, and he knows what he wants. Yeah. He just doesn't know how he's going to get there, kind of thing. Exactly. He knows we want to get back together, but
he's hit a few potholes along the way, and he just needs to continue to navigate the car around them, right?
Bring it full circle. Again.
Full circle. So back at the house, they're opening gifts, and of course, Brady, the guy who Allie was kind of weirdly hanging out with, brings on Christmas Day Graham's lost luggage that he hasn't had since he arrived returning home. So at the very beginning, he goes, oh man, everybody's Christmas gift is in my luggage and I don't have it. So I don't have any Christmas gifts for you. He could have gone out to buy everybody something, but he still didn't.
True.
But instead he gets his luggage on Christmas Day and everybody goes, oh my God, I guess you can give the gifts now. Yeah. He bought everybody a sleeping neck pillow from the LAX airport.
Yeah.
What a shitty gift. He bought, and he just that's another thing, Graham, you're just not super considerate and thoughtful. After opening the gifts, they go and play hockey. And who knew the mom could play?
Well,
she has a cute helmet and everything.
Did we notice that most of the shots of the two parents were right up against their face?
I know. I mean, the movie, it looked like they could play.
Yeah.
Not actually.
I thought you actually meant the actress.
No,
I don't think she's actually doing that.
But I would have thought that maybe Mindy would have played instead of the parents.
Yeah.
And Elliot, the other brother, right? And the parents would have cheered with Allie.
Yeah, you're right. Elliot didn't play. That seems kind of weird.
Yeah. So
that's a good point. Wow, that's very odd.
But I mean, I think it goes into what happens next. At the end of the game, Dennis, the dad, has a heart attack and Allie calls 911 and calls Graham her fiance. Dennis does survive the heart attack and Graham saved his life by doing CPR on the ice. Waiting outside the hospital, Graham gets a phone call from his boss because he was supposed to have the game ready, and instead he quits his job.
He just up and quits. And here we're starting to get Graham getting to the point of where he could actually get back together with Allie.
Yeah. And so Allie and Graham have a conversation outside the hospital, and Graham says, how awful of a person he was, and he's happy he quit the job that took him away from spending time with the family and the people who he loves. Allie says, you're not horrible. This, needs to stop. I know what it's like, losing a parent in this game that we have going on. Has to stop. We have to stop arguing. We have to stop fighting over this crazy Christmas holiday. She tells him that he wins and they forgive each other. After she leaves, the whole family is playing Scrabble and everybody's super sad about it. They lost their Christmas spirit, and Graham realizes that she's not going to come back. He gets up and says he has to tell her how he feels. This is my best scene, when the whole family races to try to get ready to the airport.
Right.
This I was watching this and they do it in slow motion, which I loved so much. I was dying. I actually was laughing out loud at this because I'm like, this is legit how it is. This is legit how it is when all the family is trying to get somewhere for an event that is very timely, and the one person really has to get there, but everybody else is like tying their shoes really slow. They all get in the car and realize they don't fit, or they forgot something, or the car doesn't start, so they all have to get out and go to a different car. Like, it was just so funny. I kind of wish they would have done an airline scene. Classic rom-com.
Classic, but she's just outside the front door.
But she ends up being right outside the front door. They
didn't have enough budget for the airline. Sarah.
They didn't have to go far. And he gets up and tells her how he feels. It's a grand gesture. The whole family, agrees with him as he's going on, and professes his love to her, and that he can't picture another Christmas without her, and that he's crazy in love with her. And Allie says, I just came back from my phone. And then she says, just kidding.
Yeah.
We get the 1 year later. Everybody knows I love a good.
We need closure. What happened? You can't just let Sarah imagine it.
No,
we need to see
I need to see it. 1 year later, they spend Christmas at Allie and Graham's house in LA, and Graham shows up with a little bakery truck for Allie's baking, which is so cute. And then we get a even further look into the future. Thank you.
We love that.
Thank you, BuzzFeed.
More closure.
2 years later, 2 years in the future, Mindy answers the door, and it's Heather. We don't see Heather. Turns out that Graham does the same thing that was done to him 2 years before that. Haha. Great joke. Also, Graham and Allie now have a baby. That's the real surprise. Yay. The end.
And that's our movie. Have you seen the movie Inception?
Yes.
How do you feel about the ending of that, where it's just the spinning top and we don't know if...
I'm fine with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I need love to finish.
Okay. Leo DiCaprio can be stuck in some guy's mind, or maybe his own mind for hundreds of
thriller
thousands of years.
Suspense. It's
Right.
different than like
Love we need to
rom-com.
know. Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah. Love, I want happy ending, you know?
And now, it's time. The Rom-Com Rewind presents the Battle of Rom Competence. We have Zadie on the line. So tell us, first of all, about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? Whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah, perfect. So I'm actually a university student right now. So I work, go to school. I'm a women and gender studies major, and I live in Dallas, Texas, but I have school in College Station, so I'm constantly traveling. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. And of course, I love rom-coms. They're my guilty pleasure for sure.
What is your all-time favorite romantic comedy?
Okay. For sure, The Princess Bride. Ooh. I feel like that counts as a rom-com. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely it does.
That's my fave too.
That's also very high on both our lists. That's a good pick, Zadie.
Yes, I love it.
So, the deal is with the Battle of Rom Competence is that we, just talking to you and people who listen to our podcast, is that you love the quick facts from Sarah, and you wouldn't mind an opportunity to be on the show to test your love for romantic comedies with ours. So what's going to happen is I'm going to leave the studio. I'm going to walk away. Sarah will ask you 3 romantic comedy trivia questions. You answer those questions to the best of your ability. I will return to the studio, and I will be tested on the same questions as you, and we will discover if you are more rom-com than your friend Devin.
Perfect. Yay.
Here we go. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to leave. I'm going to say goodbye.
Yes.
Good luck.
Okay, bye, Devin. We'll see you later.
Yay, thank you.
All right, Zadie, you're going to have 10 seconds on the board. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. The second question is a multiple choice question. Are you ready?
As ready as I can be.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. What year did Love Actually come out?
Oh my gosh. I want to say... Oh, that one's such a toughie. Probably 2012.
Oh, good guess. Good guess. That is incorrect, though. Okay. Question number 2. If you went to the website freeolive.com, you would be taken to what movie's website? Bridget Jones's... Oh, yep. Do you want me to...
sorry.
No. Do you have the answer?
Easy A?
Yes, I don't even have to go through the questions, through the possible responses. Yeah, you got it. Good job.
I was too excited for that one.
Oh, no, that's great. Question number 3. How many potential dads does Sophie have in the movie Mamma Mia?
Oh, 3.
Yes, correct. Good job.
Yay! 2 out of 3 isn't terrible.
That is very good. Great job. Come on in, Devin. He's coming in right now. We'll see how well he can do. I don't know.
How well did Zadie do? I need to know.
Zadie got 2 out of 3.
Ooh, okay, that's pressure then. That is pressure.
It's a great showing.
How are the questions, Zadie?
They were, honestly, the first one stumped me so bad.
Okay.
You know what? That one was tough. That one was really tough. I will say that.
Well, now I'm excited to hear what the first question is. It's a horrible first question. Let's go.
I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, okay. All right, Devin, are you ready?
No.
Okay. Question number 2 is going to be multiple choice.
Okay.
Zadie, she got that right off the bat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more nervous about question 1.
I was going to say there's a lot of pressure here, Devin.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Question number 1. 10 seconds on the board.
Yep.
What year did Love Actually come out?
Oh, I'm feeling mid-2000s. For some reason, 04 is sticking out to me.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
It is 2003.
Oh, I was so close.
Very close, yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it was a tough question. I am sorry.
Okay, all right. Give me the multiple choice then. Wait, I need to run the board now.
Yes, you do. Question number 2. If you went to the website freeolive.com, you would be taken to what movie's website?
Easy A.
Oh, yes.
Olive Pendergast, of course. Yeah, Zadie and I know. Like, come on.
Yeah, easy.
Okay,
why did you make the first one multiple choice?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I actually thought that might have been okay.
What do you got?
Question number 3. How many potential dads does Sophie have in Mamma Mia?
The original Mamma Mia? She has, I haven't seen the others. 3 potential dads,
Yes,
though.
correct.
Oh, Zadie, we're going to overtime.
Okay, so you both,
oh my god.
Yeah, you both got 2 for 2 or 2 for 3.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain what happens now?
I can tee this up. So the way this works now is that we need an answer to a question, Zadie, that neither of us could probably get perfectly, but we can at least get close. So it's quantifiable to who gets closer, if you get what I mean. So Sarah is going to pick a movie, and we need to guess the box office gross of whatever that movie is.
Yes. And in this case, it's going to be the total gross of that movie worldwide.
Oh, internationally.
Internationally, yes.
Good to know. Yeah. So the way this is going to work is that I'm going to write down my number so Sarah can see that I've written it down. You're going to guess first, and then I'm going to show her my number. So
you can have 10 seconds to think about. You don't have to answer right away.
Okay, what do you got?
So the question is, how much did the movie Serendipity make worldwide?
Oh, John Cusack.
Oh,
Okay.
That one's a classic.
It is, yes. So if you have a guess, Zadie, let me know. If not, I can let you know when the 10 seconds is up.
Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and say, I don't know if it might be too little, but 6 worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say 80 million.
Oh my God. My number's 83.5. I'm showing Sarah right now so she can corroborate.
83.5.
That's so funny.
So it's closest to
Who?
Zadie wins.
Oh,
yeah.
No, how much?
77.5 million.
Oh my God.
That was a great guess.
Wow.
that was
really so close.
She beat me by 3.5.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm so proud. I'm so happy.
You should be.
You should be. To be fair, you should. Hey, I'm normally so sour when I lose this game, but that was a very close one to lose on, and I can honestly say you deserve that win, Sadie.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was so great meeting you. Thank you so much for playing, Zadie.
It was so nice meeting y'all. Oh my gosh. I have to tell you, I listen to y'all's podcast whenever I'm doing my makeup or have any downtime.
Aww,
so it's so crazy meeting y'all and getting to be on.
Well, you know what? We can't do this podcast without you. So we really, really appreciate you listening to us.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. It was so nice meeting y'all. Thank you.
You too. See ya.
Bye.
And this time around, we're actually not doing quick facts because this movie is so new. It's so fresh. It came out November of 2023, which of the recording of this is literally this month. So you just heard a battle of rom competence. Hopefully that satiates your your need for romantic comedy trivia because there is unfortunately nothing to find on this movie. But we can move right on to honorable mentions. We might have the same honorable mention.
Okay.
It's got to be the two parents, right?
Oh my God, yes. And Mindy.
Oh, really?
I thought the sister
Mindy?
was funny. I thought her timing was funny, but the parents, you know.
I thought the parents were
they were so funny.
They were, yeah, they had great comedic timing.
Yeah.
They were silly. They were very, just like exactly what you want for that kind of a zany,
that's what they are.
zany Midwest parents, you know? They still got a landline. Here we go. They play hockey, apparently. Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah, what are your honorable mentions?
No, my honorable mentions are the parents.
Them,
yeah, like I did also like some of the jokes that Mindy's character had. I thought it was well timed, and I thought she was actually quite funny. And I found she progressed the storyline.
She did, yeah, you're right.
So I appreciated her comedic timing for pushing along the plot line. Like I thought it was funny. I thought it was well placed and well done. And I thought she was funny. Parents killed it.
What should have been?
I mean, I got my even 2 years in the future. So like I'm happy.
What else could you ask for? For my part, we did talk about it while we were going, but just felt a little disjointed maybe. It felt a little choppy in like the third quarter of this movie where like Graham's starting to figure it out, but like just as an audience, you're yelling at him like, dude, how have you not figured the whole picture out yet?
Right.
Like the church scene where he's like, I'll forgive you. And you're like, really? And then the few scenes after that, it just felt a little odd, a little chopped up. It was strange.
You know what? I just thought of something. They could have and should have done something with the baby Jesus. Like we end up finding out that it's a dog from the next door neighbor that's been taking all of the baby Jesuses and destroying them. But like I almost wish like maybe it would have been really funny if they would have been at church and found their baby Jesus there in the manger, you know? Or like, or like,
who would have brought it there?
I don't know.
Is the church stealing the Jesus in this story?
No, okay. Or like something to tie it together other than a dog stealing them and destroying the toys. You know? Or like maybe somebody replaced like the Christmas spirit, but something. You're looking at me like I have 8 heads, but like just something.
We're bringing magical Christmas spirit into this?
No, not magical, but like just somebody's kind-heartedness bringing back the baby Jesus, or like, you know, that they stole.
Oh,
I don't know.
gosh.
There could have been something more, I think, that they could have done with the baby Jesus storyline.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Whatever.
Overall rewatchability. My score is chemistry, 3.8. I thought there was very good chemistry between Allie and Graham. Storyline, a 3.23. Thirst factor, a 3.7. Sarah might even have it higher. She loves Robbie Amell.
I do.
She does. Imagination, a 3.65, because this is... I'm racking my brain. Here's the thing. It's a unique premise, but they still hit a lot of the same beats as a lot of movies like this, if that makes sense. Soundtrack at 2.8, Cheese at 2.8. That's an overall score of 3.33 out of 5.
All right, mine is as follows. Chemistry, 3.8, because I agree. Storyline, 3.8. Thirst factor, 5.
Wow.
Yes. Leighton Meester's beautiful, and Robbie Amell is swoon. Imagination, 3.75, because I agree.
Like, it's different, but it's like they're doing a lot of like the This Means War.
Yes. I liked it because like it was a different premise for a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But they still did the Christmas movie tropes.
What did we just see with Anne Hathaway and Bride Wars? You know what I mean? Like it's still, even though it's imaginative, I feel like it still hits a lot of the same like. It's two people pranking each other, and then somebody falls in love at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Soundtrack 2.5, Cheese 3 for an overall score of 3.64 out of 5.
Okay. It's not bad. This has been the Rom-Com Rewind of Xmas. Throw us a follow on Instagram.
Thanks for listening.